Hey y'all, thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for tuning in today. Today I'm going to talk about dreams. And if you think about children, what is it that they're always doing? They're always having imagination. They're always playing, they're always exploring, they're always figuring out what they want to do. You know, they can make a couch into a spaceship and they're going off or whatever. And as adults, we tend to forget that playfulness about ourselves. But I feel like what I've seen about the people that are actually pursuing their dreams are actually people that give themselves the ability to imagine what their world could be like if they could actually craft it themselves. So I have to tell you, like I'm always telling you guys stories, right? So a few months ago, I was reading, who reads? I was, I was watching Alice Through the Looking Glass, the show about Alice in Wonderland, the sequel to it, right? And she says this line, I have to pull it up because it's just really good. The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it's possible. And it seems like sort of a pretty like, okay, yeah, duh. But basically, the only way for you to achieve your dreams is to believe that it actually can become a reality, if it can move from the dream into a reality. So I started thinking about that. I'm like, okay, well, what are my dreams? Well, you guys don't really know me. You're just watching me through this YouTube. But ever since I was a kid, I've wanted to be a talk show host. I've wanted to be Oprah Winfrey. I always thought that I could grow up and be Oprah, okay? And I'm kind of bashful when I say that to people because it seems kind of like ridiculous that I'm a 39-year-old man who's like, oh yeah, you want to be a talk show host, good luck. You've done nothing in your whole career to get you to that place. We're in Greenville, where there's not a huge entertainment industry. So the possibility of me getting a talk show host job just by applying for it was not going to happen. So therefore, it occurred to me that the only way to make it happen was I was going to have to create it. I was going to have to create the reality that I wanted to create. Now, I don't have a huge production budget. I don't have a budget at all. I don't have the skill set to be able to pull something like this off. I was literally going to just basically set my camera up and just film me interviewing other people when my friend Mike decided that he would come and help me. And so the reason that I'm even able to do this video is because he was there to help me. And so putting that dream out there has enabled all the resources that I need to actually accomplish what I needed to do. So the first thing that I had to do when I started my process was to put down what I wanted to do. I want to be a talk show host. And then all the other things have just been naturally filling in. And so my next step is I need to get the people I'm going to interview. Who am I going to interview? What's the topic going to be about? What's the purpose of it going to be? Well, that's when I had to create what my goal for my life is. And my goal for my life is to encourage and inspire other people. That's what I do. I'm able to give that freely by sharing my stories like I'm doing on YouTube, but then I'm also able to start interviewing other people and hearing their stories, which will in turn encourage and inspire. I talk a lot with my friends about what is the goal that you have for your life. I talk about that a lot. So if a person tells me that they're struggling between two jobs, or if they're struggling between two decisions, whatever it may be, I always say, well, how does it impact the goal that you have for your life? And if they say to me, well, I don't know what my goal is, well, then I say, well, then you can't make a decision. If you don't have a purpose for what you're living for, then you're not going to accomplish anything. And I think that is a lot of people's problems, is that they just go through life not really thinking about what they want, but they're just basically living life. And I want people, I don't believe God wants us to just live. I'm living out my dream by starting this because I know that God put that desire in my heart and this is where I'm going. And I don't at all want this YouTube channel or anything that I do to be religious, and I don't want to be off-putting by talking about God, but God is really important to me, you know what I mean? And maybe it's the universe to you. Maybe you don't have any faith at all. Maybe it's just that you want to experience a better life than what you're living now, and you can do that, you know what I mean? But for me, it's God. For me, it's Jesus. For me, that's what is happening with me. And for so many years, I lived with guilt that I don't have anymore. I felt guilt for wanting to pursue my dreams because I felt like I was not pursuing God if I was pursuing my dreams. And that is a lie from the pit of hell, because God wants us to fulfill our dreams. God wants us to pursue our dreams because he knows that he has a bigger purpose for our dreams. God gives us our dreams. God put those in our heart. He wanted us to feel this way. We feel this way because he gave it to us. When I came out, my whole world was turned upside down. People that I thought would be in my life forever were suddenly gone. People that I thought were for me were against me. And so I sort of just threw everything out and just had to recreate what my life is now. And I sit down and I write out what Robbie's life wants to be. And I started off with relationships, and I wrote out the key relationships that I had in my life at the time, different relationships that I wanted either now or in the future. And I wrote out my career and what I wanted my career to be. I wrote out the relationship with my kids. I wrote out what I wanted for my finances. I wrote out where I wanted to live. I wrote out who I wanted to be. And I wrote out what my health was going to look like, because I do have health issues that my closest people know about. You know what I mean? I then got really crazy and went to Staples and bought a big poster board, and I took pictures and I put out and I created a damn vision board. Yeah, I have a vision board. I'm 39 years old and I have a vision board. So there we have it. So the manifestation of my vision board is this YouTube channel, is that it's sharing my stories, it's encouraging and inspiring other people, because that's what I know that I'm supposed to do. And so I created it, and then it's naturally progressed into the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start being a talk show host. And if that means that it's just two people in my living room and we're having a conversation, then that's what it is. And I'm okay with that, because it encourages and inspires. And so that's what I want other people to do. I want other people to stop being in these paradigms that they can't do what they want to do, and to stop living in this paradigm of like they have to stay in this box and things have to look a certain way. They don't have to look any way. They look exactly the way that you want to create them. You know, you have to be able to like take a blank sheet of paper and write down what the hell you want. What do you want? You know what I mean? And so forget religion, forget what people have told you, and just write out what do you want. Okay? And then go to God, if you're a religious person, go to God and say, God, change my heart to make it yours, or give me all these things. And God's going to give it to you. And me sitting right here in front of you is God giving it to me. All the things are possible. And that's just where I want you guys to be. I don't want you to be sitting in this rut of thinking like, oh, well, my life is just happening and it's just going by me, and I always wanted to do this, or I always wanted to do that, and you never did it. Do it. Just do it.